Hi, welcome to my live. Hope you're doing well. This was I actually planned to do a faceless live. I don't know why. Ended up not turning the camera off, but I'll leave it like this for now. I want to talk about why your business might be failing. Why your digital business might be failing. So I wait to see if anyone comes in the live. The goal really is to talk to people that are building a digital business or trying to build a digital business, as opposed to just having random conversation. So this live is going to be about 25 minutes long. So if you're watching this in the replay, then you can fast forward it to get to the point where I'm actually talking about the stuff. So before we get to the point of why your digital business might be failing, let me just tell you a bit about myself. My name is Adina. I am a digital business owner and software developer, and over the years I've built a few digital businesses using written content, specifically written content. I have built blogging businesses, as in a series of blogs that make passive income, and also some active income, because you do need to go you do need to do some work. You know, you can't just, I guess one thing about blogs is that you can outsource the whole process if you want, or you can start yourself and do it yourself, and then eventually outsource the process. So that's what I've done. I'm currently building a tech company in Dubai. Just came off a TikTok live, which went really well. Went really well. And really, I was just talking about positivity and how important it is to remain positive if you're building something. That's what I was talking about on TikTok, and it went really well. But today, I will be talking about some of the reasons why your digital business might be failing and what you need to do to fix it. There's a number of reasons why your digital business might be failing. Hi everyone, if you are building a digital business, this can help you. If you're not building a digital business and you want to build a digital business, this can also help you, so you can avoid some of the mistakes that come along with building a digital business. So the first thing that might be affecting you building your digital business is when you're trying to do too many things at once. So you might be trying affiliate marketing, you might be trying drop shipping, you might be trying all these different things. And I know that people do want to make money quickly. People want to, or you might want to see results fast. And so you're trying many different things at one time. But you don't want to do that. You want to pick something and just go all in with it. Because the thing is, in my experience as a digital business owner, everything works. Affiliate marketing works. Drop shipping, it does work. Building a freelance business works. Selling digital products works. Everything works. But it's all about persistence and repeating a specific action that brings results over and over and over and over again. And if it's something that you don't enjoy doing at all, just outsource it to someone else. So the second thing is consistency. I know a lot of people don't like that word, consistency, because consistency, it means that you have to do something over and over and over and again. But when you look at anyone out there that is successful, you'll notice the same pattern. They do the same thing over and over and over and over again. And they don't waver. They keep going. They keep pushing through. Even through difficult times, they find a solution to the problem or the obstacle that they're facing, and they push through that obstacle, push past that problem, and keep on going. And so that second reason might be that you're just not consistent enough. For example, I was coaching someone who was trying to build a digital products business. She got really fed up after 2 months and said she had no sales. And I was like, 2 months, no sales? 2 months is not enough time for you to quit. You need to keep going. So if you're building a digital product business and you don't have a lot of capital to put into it, in terms of outsourcing or in terms of putting ads out there and all of that, you have to do it yourself. So if you're doing it yourself, you have to find a way to remain consistent. And I would recommend that if you're someone who struggles staying consistent and you've never been consistent with anything, you need to pick one platform, you need to pick one offer, and you need to post every single day, but you need to make it a little bit easier for yourself. So for example, if you want to post on YouTube or you want to post on TikTok or whatever platform, you want to find the easiest way of posting on that platform so that you stay consistent. You know, the easiest way to post on TikTok and on YouTube is to just go live. There's no editing involved. You just turn the camera on and you just talk. The only thing is that on YouTube, you need 50 followers. And on TikTok, I believe you need 50 followers as well to be able to go live. Otherwise, I know some creators have got the feature to go live, even though they don't have 50 followers. But generally, that you need to have 50 followers before you can go live. So I would recommend on TikTok, for example, before you get 50 followers, just keep posting three to 4 times a day until you get those 50 followers. And then from there, you can start going live. Even if you just tell lots of people to just follow you, like just ask people to follow you as a favor to get 50 followers, and then you can start going live. Because in my opinion, going live is the fastest way to build your social media. It is the fastest and easiest way to build your social media, but it is the hardest when it comes to feeling shy or scared on camera, because you know there's people on the other side that can instantly comment and say whatever they want to say. But after a while, you get over all of that, and you just keep posting. Right now, I'm doing a 30-day challenge on here, posting live every single day. I believe this is day 12. I think this is day 12 of the challenge. And it's going really well. I've been posting live every day, but I haven't been showing my face all the time. But anyway, the third reason why your business might be failing is that you're refusing to step outside your comfort zone. You're staying so comfortable and you're refusing to push past certain things that you might be scared of. So you might be scared of posting content. It's like my live it's frozen. Don't know what's happened. Don't know what's happened. My live is frozen. don't know what's going on with this live. So I don't know what happened to the stream, but it turned off, it froze. But yeah, I'm back. So I was talking about, it's doing it again. I don't know what's happening with YouTube today. I don't know what's happening with YouTube. This is strange. So I don't know why my live keeps getting interrupted. So I'm going to go back faceless because I don't know why it keeps getting interrupted. But I'm going to keep going. So I was talking about stepping outside your comfort zone as a digital business owner or creator. And one of the reasons why your digital business might be failing or is failing is that you refuse to step outside your comfort zone. You've got too comfortable with what you're doing and too comfortable with not seeing results, but you still keep doing the same thing. Repetition is a powerful thing for building anything, but not repetition when it comes to doing the wrong thing. You know, and as time goes on, when you begin the process of building, you will know what is working and what's not working. You'll understand what's working and what's not working. And when you know what's working, you will keep repeating that same action. For example, let me give you an example. If you created a piece of content and that content did really well, and when I say it did really well, I don't necessarily mean that you just got lots of views and there was nothing else from that. I mean, it did really well in terms of engagement and in terms of the ROI you got from that, the return on your investment. I'm talking about the return of your time investment, meaning that you might have got some sales from that. You might have got some inquiries and some leads from that particular piece of content you did. Therefore, if that particular piece of content has helped you in terms of bringing in leads or sales, you want to check the elements of that piece of content and you want to recreate it. You see, I did the same thing with my articles. When I first started building a digital business, I was primarily using written content to build my digital business. I wasn't using videos at all at that time. And what I noticed was when I wrote articles about a specific thing, those articles did really well and I got more sales, more leads, more engagement, more connections from a specific topic. Let me give you an example. So I was building an audience at that time to start selling my digital products. And I created one piece of content about building a digital business using Google News. It's difficult to really explain it right now, what that means. But essentially what I was doing was using Google News as an ideation tool and searching for ideas for content to write pieces that would help me sell my digital products. And I started talking about how I was using Google News as an ideation tool and how I was making money from it. And people were really interested in that. And I created a Google News course and teaching people how to use Google News to make money online. And people were buying the course left, right and centre. And so I decided to do a series of articles about Google News. I did 30 articles in total, and I made a lot of money. Well, I made a decent amount of money from that, not just from the Medium Partner Program, but also from the sales from the course that I created. So you must rinse and repeat actions that bring results when it comes to your business. And if you don't do that and you just keep jumping from one thing to the other, one idea to the other, you see that you see that you've had results from a specific type of content or a specific action. So why not rinse and repeat that instead of rinsing and repeating things that are just not working over and over and over again? How are you going to know if it's working? You have to just keep doing it. And eventually, if you start seeing results, then you continue. If you've been doing it for so long, putting in so much effort and time and seeing nothing at all, then you might have to pivot. Okay, the next reason why your business might be failing is just because you're doing it just for the money. Especially when you first start out, yeah, you want to make money, but you need to find something that you do enjoy doing a little bit at least. Because if you just go into it and say, oh, I'm doing this just for the money, but yet you don't really care about what you're doing at all, you're not going to do it with any kind of passion. You're just going to do it blindly and robotically, and you're not really you won't be able to sustain it, especially if you want to build a digital business that is a solo business. You know, some people just want to outsource everything. They don't want to have anything to do with it. They just want to outsource and they want to just make the money. That's different. But if you're trying to build a solo business, then you really better be doing something you like. You really better be creating content or building some kind of product based around something you actually care about. Otherwise, you're just going to get bored very, very quickly and you're not going to want to continue because, you know what, motivation is fleeting. You cannot expect to remain consistent if you're relying on motivation alone. You see, you're going to have to do something without feeling motivated. There will be days when you don't feel motivated, you do not want to do anything at all, and you just have to just get up, dust yourself off, and absolutely just get on with it. Like today, I did a TikTok live, and honestly, I wasn't in the mood. But it was my best live. It was my best live since I've been doing TikTok live, and this is my third day on TikTok lives. Literally, this is the third live I've ever done on TikTok, and I started going live on TikTok on today's Sunday. My first live on TikTok was on Friday. That's just gone, Friday the 13th, and live went okay. I had a few people gave me a few gifts. I don't ask for gifts, but people just gave me a few gifts. Today was my second day live on TikTok, and today was my third day of going live on TikTok, and I didn't feel like doing it today. I wasn't in the mood, but I went on TikTok live today, and it was my best live yet. It was my best TikTok live I've done since I started doing TikTok lives, and I got the most gifts. I had the most engagement. I had so many people in the live. I had people asking questions, people like rushing to the live to ask me questions. And it was really cool. I really enjoyed it. And I know that if I had just relied on motivation, I wouldn't have done that live today. I would have just said, I'm going to fall asleep instead, or watch some random stuff on YouTube or random stuff on TikTok or whatever. But I've got to the point in my journey as a digital business owner where I want to be more of a creator over a consumer. Not to say I don't consume content, because I do, but if you really want to build something meaningful, you need to become a creator. And you need to consume less and create more. Which in a way is counterintuitive for me to tell you that, because I could essentially be losing viewers because I'm telling people to consume less. But it's not so much about not consuming at all. It's about consuming with intention and consuming content that you know is going to help you grow. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with watching content that makes you laugh and all of that once in a while. But you don't want to make it a habit of just watching like entertainment and that's it. You want to watch things that are going to help you over time, now and over time. Okay, so another reason why your digital business might be failing is you don't have any clear idea of what you really want to do. You're just kind of coasting along. I'm not saying you need to do a full-on digital business plan and all that kind of stuff, because it's not necessary when you're building a digital business. to do all of that. It really isn't. It's not necessary to do all of that. But you do need to have some clarity. And the thing about clarity is that clarity comes with action. Often people don't just sit there and have this kind of moment of perceptive clarity. Mostly it comes from doing the thing and then realizing, okay, this isn't working, let me go in this direction. So clarity comes with action. If you really want to become clear on something, don't just say, oh, I'm going to sit and wait for clarity. Do something. If it doesn't work, you go in a different direction, but you must act in order to find clarity. And so what it is often is just you're not acting at all, you're not doing anything. And so you can't find the clarity that you need. Months and years go by and you still haven't done anything. You know, I could just give you an example of myself. I am someone who I'm an ideas person. I've always got ideas swimming around my head. I'm always waking up in the middle of the night with all these ideas. I'm an ideas person. I have so many ideas. And if over the years I was thinking about finding clarity before I do anything, I would have never done anything at all. I would have achieved absolutely nothing because I wouldn't have had clarity, and so I wouldn't have done anything. But you need to just try. Try and see how it goes. You know, I can think of an example of my cousin who, in Ghana, he built an app. This app is for food delivery and stuff. But when he first started, he had the idea, but he didn't have the capital. And he also didn't have full clarity as to how he wanted to do it and what direction he wanted to go into. But he knew he wanted to do something that related to food and something that related to tech, but he didn't really know how to marry the two. So eventually he created a website, and the website focused on doing food reviews, and then he created an Instagram page where he was doing food reviews in Ghana. Eventually, this has evolved from being an Instagram page and a really basic website to now being a fully fledged delivery company, food delivery company in Ghana. But when he started, he did not have the clarity. He just knew that he was interested in food and tech, but he didn't really know how to marry the two. And now he has a fully blown food delivery company that's just as good as Uber Eats. You know, and it's very impressive, but at the same time, you can learn from someone like this, because instead of him sitting there saying, oh, I don't know what to do, he just created an Instagram page. And then from the Instagram page, he built a website. And then from the website, he's now built an app. And everything has all come together just because he decided to take action and didn't just sit there and say, oh, I'm going to wait until this happens and that happens. And the funny thing is, I've noticed that a lot of people that are trying to build businesses, what they do is digital businesses. What they do is they say, I can't do it yet because I don't have this and I don't have that. I don't have the money to get a domain. I don't have money to pay a graphic designer. This is 2026, my friend. You don't need all that. It's just noise that you don't need. This is what you need to do. You need to just create a YouTube channel, an Instagram page, or a TikTok page. You need to just create some kind of social media page, and you need to start posting and finding out what your audience need and want. When you do that, you're going to gain clarity as to what product to create or what type of business or whatever it is you're trying to do. You might even realize that you don't need to create a fully fledged huge business. You might realize that, okay, I can just create digital products. I don't need to create some kind of service-based business, or I don't need to create a product that requires so much capital to build, like an app or something like that. I can just create digital products and sell those digital products on various different platforms. And I could use my TikTok and my Instagram and my YouTube and all of that in order to take things to the next level. Okay, so it's really important to take action, tweak and perfect and all of that as you go along, because you can't just sort of cower behind the scenes and then just say, oh, I'm going to just do some planning, and you might not ever release anything. So, for example, you're building a skincare brand. Why don't you start creating content about skincare? You don't even have to tell people you're building a brand. You're just creating content about skincare, trying different products, showing people what you're doing for your skincare. And as time goes on, when you do launch your skincare brand, you have an audience to release it to. You also can sponsor your own videos with your own skincare as opposed to waiting for brands to sponsor you. And you can really start making progress much faster than if you were to just wait, build the brand, and then say, oh, now what? How do I promote this? No, you want to build your presence first, and then when you build the presence, while you're building the presence behind the scenes, you're building the brand. You know, for example, I have a client that I'm working with who wanted to build a digital product business. Well, that's what she's doing at the moment, building a digital product business. Building a digital product business, and what she's done is she's created an Instagram page, and she started trying to sell the product straight away, but she didn't actually have anyone to sell it to because the page was empty. There was no followers. So I was saying to her she should really build an audience using live streams, really build an audience using shorts and some long form videos and long form written content. And then as time goes on, as she's built that audience, she can now funnel that audience into, selling products. But she kind of did it the other way around. So what I'm suggesting to you is I'm not saying you need to build a massive audience at all, because it's not necessary, but you can start building some semblance of an audience, and then from there you can start building your brand behind the scenes and then bring it forward to sell to your audience once things take off. But all I'm saying to you is that the reason why your business might be failing is because you're not taking action. You're not taking inspired action. You're just kind of doing things that really aren't going to benefit your business. You're not, a lot of people do busy work. And so they'll be like, I'm really busy, I've got so many things to do. They have 10 things on their things to do list. But those things are not going to turn around the business. You have to find those things that are needle moving actions, and you have to take those actions. So when you know that these things are working, you need to just keep on rinsing and repeating. Another reason why your digital business might be failing might be fear of failure or fear of success. Some people, they cannot hold success in their nervous system. It almost feels like it feels too scary and too unfamiliar. And so they find a way to self-sabotage their success, or, this kind of thing. So you might be scared of failure, and also scared of success. One of the two. And obviously failure, nobody really wants to fail, in quote marks, but you know what? Failure isn't failure, really. If you actually reframe it, it's feedback. You might have the right product and you might have all the right things, actually, but you're just doing something wrong. So you need to look back on all the things that you've been doing and see if the things that have been working, the things that haven't. Throw out the things that haven't been working and focus on the things that have been working. You'll know what's been working because you will see what actions you've taken that have actually brought the results. So someone might come to you and say, hey, the reason why I purchased your product was because of this. And so if that person has purchased the product because of this, why aren't you doing that thing again? You might have ignored that thing and focused on something else because you think that this new thing might help you, or this new action might help you. This new action might be the thing that takes things to the next level for you because it's a new thing. But actually, it's the old and simple thing that you did before that you should probably keep doing in order to build more, in order for you to build your business and to improve your business. Anyway, I'm going to leave this live here. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and also check out the links that I will put in the description of this when it goes up as a video. And also check the links up in the bio too. And I'll see you tomorrow for day, I believe it's going to be day 12. No. Of the live challenge, I believe it's day 12. I believe it's day 12. And then of the Digital Abundance Challenge, it's going to be day 18. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll see you soon. Bye.